This video will answer the question, how do you put your own variations of the signals, of the Connors RSI leveraged ETF trading signals, into the template, and how do you put it into the My Templates area? The My Templates category is down here in orange, and it's just called My Templates, and by default it only has one template in there called test.xlsx. Templates, by the way, are all Excel documents that exist on the file system. So in order to modify a template, you actually have to have Microsoft Excel or an Excel compatible application installed. The location on the file system where these templates are stored is, again, it's under the My Documents EdgeRater directory, and then look under EdgeClub, the subdirectory or subfolder called EdgeClub. In here, in the root of EdgeClub, you'll see test.xlsx. That was the template that appeared in the My Templates area. If you look under the subfolder system within there, these are all of the templates that are delivered and pre-configured and already set up with the EdgeClub. And you can sort of tell which template is which by the name of the template, but if it's not immediately clear, you can always open it up in Excel. So let me look at the template called CRSI Leveraged ETFs Signals, and if I open this up within Excel, you can see that this template is actually the Connors RSI Trading Signals template. And it's got the various tabs along the bottom. There's always a template info tab explaining what the template's about. And depending on the type of template, it will contain other tabs at the bottom too. Generally, all of the templates have a parameters tab, and the parameters tab really explains what it's information that helps the EdgeClub software know what the template is and know how to process that template. So having said that, let me close this down, and I don't want to save any changes here. And I want to try and get that template to appear inside the My Templates area. So currently it's not in there, as you can see. If I click on Trading Leveraged ETFs with Connors RSI, you can see the signals template is in here. The way I would do that is just copy this template, CRSI Leveraged ETF Signals, and copy it into the root EdgeClub directory. I'm not going to move it because that will extract it from the system area. I'm going to press my control key while I do the drag and drop. That will do the copy. And now I can see in here I have CRSI Leveraged ETFs Signals. So right now that's the only way of copying it into the My Templates area. As the EdgeClub progresses, there will be easier ways within the user interface of the EdgeClub to do this. But for now, this is the way that it works. And actually, in order for the EdgeClub software to pick up this new template, I actually have to close it down and run it again. So let me just do that. Okay, so I closed the EdgeClub software down and re-ran it. And now if I scroll down to the EdgeClub My Templates area, I can see that I have that signals template there. So that is now within My Templates, and because it's not in the system folder, I'm now free to modify this and make any changes I like, and it's not going to affect the original template that was there, and it's essentially my own copy of this that I can modify as I want. So how do you modify it? Well, you have to have Excel in order to modify it. So I'm just going to double click on this icon here, and as you can see, Excel has come up. I'm actually running the Excel 2013 preview copy. I'll explain a little bit about this template and how it's put together. If I look at the parameters tab, you can see that this template has a type of last bar values. And what that means is when this is run within the EdgeClub, EdgeClub will look for the system tab. It will look for various names that are within the system tab in order to know how to process this template and give the values for the last bar. So in the system tab, you can see various columns, and each of these columns has the name of a script that's going to be run. And so if I click on this cell here in the C column, you can see that the script appears up here, and it's called CRSI Leveraged ETFs _state. And then the parameters of this script are listed above. And then there's this bracket, square bracket, which says as text. What that's basically saying is that it's going to run the chart script within the EdgeClub software with this name, and it's going to output the values as text. And those values are going to be output into the cells that are in this column, and the symbol is going to be listed on the left-hand side. And so for every symbol on the left-hand side, it's going to output the last bar value in the column. And so if I scroll through or just tab through the various columns, first of all, I'm looking at C2, and C2, the C column then is doing a leveraged ETFs strategy with the parameters of 20, that's X or Connors RSI value of 20, exiting when the close is greater than the moving average, brackets 5, so the 5-period moving average, and scaling in, so the last parameter is how many scale-ins it's going to do, the maximum number of scale-ins, and that is 5 scale-ins. So if I move over to the D column, we can see that it's running the exact same chart script. X is 20, but this time the exit is going to be Connors RSI is going to be greater than X, and X is 60. So Connors RSI greater than 60 for an exit, also 5 scale-in levels, and so on and so forth. I can go over to the E column. I can see that the exit of this, the entry is going to be when Connors RSI is less than 15. The exit's going to be when the close is greater than the 3-period moving average, again 5 scale-in levels, and so on and so forth. I can go to all of these different columns to find out which variation of the strategy is going to run. So say for instance I wanted to change the one of these strategies, and I wanted to use maybe the Connors RSI value being less than let's say 10. So all I have to do is go to the cell, change that to be 10, and that is done and set. But the thing to remember here is the template is going to be processed, and what's actually going to be appearing in the system tab is the raw output from that script, the last bar raw output from that script. That really is not going to be so comprehensible if you just look at that. It's going to contain a bunch of ones and zeros. So then there's another tab in here called Formatted System. And what happens is that the EdgeClub software will take whatever is output from the system cells, and it will copy it over to Formatted System, and it will apply formatting, and the formatting that is specified within the Parameters tab. So here is the formatting that's applied, and you can see that the format is listed down here. So format cells containing by 1 equals 1 is going to be actually formatted as a green cell with the by 2 equals 1 is going to be by second unit, and so on and so forth, up to the exit equals 1, that's going to be formatted as close, and hold equals 1 is going to be formatted as hold long. So the formatted system then is just a copy of system with the formatting applied. But as you can see, there's no automatic interpretation of the parameters that I changed in the system tab. So all I can be sure of is that whatever appears in the C column in system is going to be copied over and appear in the C column in formatted system. So this is just a text header, and for my own for me to know what the system is, because as you can see under system, this long string, which is the script name and various parameters, isn't so easy to interpret right away. So I've just summarized that with x equals 20, and now I know that I changed it to x equals 10. So let me just change that here, just so I know what that script is. And I didn't change the output. Close is still greater than MA5. That's all I have to do. I like to when I'm going to save the template is select template info tab again and do the save from the template info tab, because that will be whatever the last tab within Excel is displayed when you do the save. That will be the tab that's displayed when you run the EdgeClub and you look at that template. So let me close that down. And now if I look at, I'm now in the EdgeClub in the My Templates area. I'm now looking at this template called Signals. And if I look at Formatted System, I can see that x equals 10 has been set. And if I go to the System tab, I can see that CRSI Leveraged ETF state is the script that's going to be run, and 10 is the parameter that has been used. And all I have to do now is run the template. It will process all of these symbols, and it will give me the actual trading signals for the parameters that I've set. Now you also probably note that the name of this template really doesn't make a lot of sense anymore, because it makes sense when it's within Trading Leveraged ETFs with Connors RSI, because these are all related to that category. But now I've copied it out into my templates tab. Doesn't necessarily make sense that it's just called signals, because it doesn't really tell me what kind of signals. I'd have to click on it, reset templates, and I'd have to click on it and see what that template is. If you want to change this name as well, that is one of the parameters that's in, let's just open this back up again, one of the parameters that's in the Excel document. And the name of the template is listed down here. Name, it's called signals. Let me change that to be CRSI signals. And that's fine. And I'll go back to template info and just save that. And let me go away from that, my templates tab, and then go back to it. And you can see that the name of this has changed to CRSI signals. So now I know exactly what that is. So that's how you would set up your own individual variations if you didn't want to use the variations that were listed in the main category. And there's more to these templates than I explained in this video. This is really just how to change one of the variations. But as you explore, you get to explore these Excel documents, you'll see how they're put together. And basically, they're put together by naming various cells with different names. And that's how the EdgeClub knows what to do with various columns and various cells. So as an example, I'll show you what I mean. If I look at, go back to the parameters tab and where we saw the format area, how did the EdgeClub know that that is really for formatting? Well, I've named this cell. It's called ER setting format rules. So the EdgeClub will look within the parameters sheet for something called ER setting format rules. If it finds it, it knows then to apply that formatting to the system area when it copies it into the formatted system. Also, these columns are identified as being scripts that need to be run by, they actually have a name as well. If I drop down the name box, I can see ERF underscore. ERF stands for EdgeRater formula. And so this set of name cells extends across from the C column all the way through to the H column. And so the EdgeClub software will look for anything with ERF, and it will say, well, that then I should interpret as a formula, and I'm going to run that, and we're going to put the output of that formula into the columns corresponding to whatever symbol is listed on the left-hand side. And the symbols, that's where the whole idea of having a symbol list comes into play. The symbols are extracted from the symbol list and populated in the symbols column. How does EdgeClub know which column is the symbols column? Well, if you drop down this list of named cells, and you can look for ER symbol col, and you can see that column A is the symbol col. So again, that's how EdgeClub interprets this template. It says, I'm going to put whatever appears in this area here in the from the symbol lists. If it's a runnable template and it uses a symbol list, then it's going to populate whatever appears in here into the symbol column, and then process the calculations for any of these formulas and extract the last bar values for those formulas. So as you can see, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. You don't actually need to know this stuff unless you actually want to get into doing the templates and modifying templates. And you'll find when you start to get into it that it's actually very powerful, and there's going to be some more videos on how to do your own processing and set these things up so that you can put together completely unique templates to your own trading style if you want to. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.